This week's episode is brought to you by Instill. Instill is an ST Biologicals, bactericide and fungicide foliar spray effective against bacteria, algae, snails, and fungi for fruit and vegetable crops. Visit stbiologicals.com to learn more about this and other regenerative ag products. Hello, and welcome to the ST Biologicals Soil Speaks podcast. This week, we'll explain how incorporating adaptive rotational grazing at your dairy farm can enhance milk production. Let's get started. In the ever-evolving landscape of dairy farming, finding sustainable and efficient practices to optimize milk production is paramount. One such practice that has gained significant attention is adaptive rotational grazing. This method not only boosts milk quality and quantity, it also promotes environmental stewardship and animal welfare. How does adaptive rotational grazing affect dairy farming and contribute to superior milk production? Adaptive rotational grazing is a livestock management strategy that involves dividing pasture land into smaller sections known as paddocks. Livestock, such as dairy cows, are systematically moved between these paddocks, allowing each section time to rest and regenerate. This practice contrasts with continuous grazing, where animals have unrestricted access to a large grazing area, often leading to overgrazing and soil degradation. Basic rotational grazing follows a fixed schedule of predetermined grazing and rest periods. It moves livestock between paddocks according to the schedule. This is better for your land than open grazing, as open grazing often leads to pasture and land degradation. However, nature doesn't work in predetermined or fixed ways. Adaptive rotational grazing improves on basic rotational grazing by adding in observation and your own common sense. If you're experiencing a drought year, you may have to move your livestock a little more often and let pastures rest a bit longer. In wet years, you will have longer grazing periods. In all years, your pastures will be more resilient to drought or flood because your livestock have increased the organic matter in the soil while creating more profit for your dairy. Adaptive rotational grazing is rooted in ecological principles that mimic natural grazing patterns. By rotating livestock and adapting to changing conditions, you can ensure that no single area is overgrazed, allowing for balanced nutrient cycling and soil health. This practice promotes the growth of diverse plant species, enhances soil structure, and improves water retention. These factors collectively contribute to healthier pastures and more productive dairy cows. One of the primary benefits of adaptive rotational grazing is the consistent availability of high-quality forage. By allowing pastures to rest and recover, farmers can maintain a steady supply of forage, which directly translates to increased milk production. Cows grazing on well-managed pastures have access to fresh, lush forage that supports higher milk yields. Another benefit of adaptive rotational grazing is animal health. Healthy cows are productive cows. Adaptive rotational grazing minimizes stress and reduces the risk of disease by providing a clean and controlled grazing environment. Healthy cows with access to nutritious forage have better metabolic efficiency, leading to increased milk output. Finally, adaptive rotational grazing encourages cows to graze more efficiently, utilizing available forage to its fullest potential. This efficient grazing pattern ensures that cows consume a balanced diet, leading to improved milk production. Rotational grazing also influences the quality of the milk your animals produce. The diverse plant species in adaptively grazed pastures contribute to a more varied and nutrient-rich diet for dairy cows. This diverse diet translates to milk, with higher levels of essential nutrients, such as omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, and enhancing the overall quality of the milk produced. What's more, milk from cows grazing on diverse pastures often has a richer and more complex flavor profile. The natural diet, free from synthetic additives and concentrates, imparts unique and desirable flavors to the milk, making it more appealing to consumers. Since adaptive rotational grazing reduces the need for chemical inputs, such as synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, it minimizes the risk of these contaminants being present in the milk, ensuring a cleaner and safer product for consumers. The economics of a dairy are long range, so the health of the entire ecosystem affects your profitability. Whenever you include ag practices that increase soil health and fertility, you decrease input costs. Those inputs could be in the form of synthetic nutrients to grow your pastures, pesticides to control insect damage, or herbicides to take down weeds. If you've been irrigating, that cost will also go down. With adaptive rotational grazing, you drastically decrease the need for any of those inputs because you're letting nature do most of the work for you. After your dairy herd tramples vegetation, beneficial microbes decompose the organic matter. Improved soil organic matter are the norm on pastures that are part of an adaptive rotational plan. The more organic matter in your soil, the better water infiltration and retention. The quality of the forage increases as the soil health improves. Insects don't like healthy plants, so insect damage decreases. Higher quality forage also means higher nutritional quality in your milk. And when there's quality forage, you don't have to buy supplemental hay. The economic health of your dairy is directly tied to the environmental health of your entire agricultural ecosystem. Let's take a look at how to implement adaptive rotational grazing at your operation. Paddock design must be thoroughly thought out. You already supply most of the necessary components, but they need to be optimized. Consider water access, shelter, and shade in your paddock design. Observation is a key component of adaptive rotational grazing plans. Monitor pasture conditions and livestock health regularly. When you're moving the herd from one paddock to another, check on the health of plants and cattle. Consider interseeding to thicken up areas of your pasture that might be weak. This will positively impact your pocketbook. Align your grazing schedule with the growth rates of the pasture plants. This takes some experience and mentoring from regenerative dairy experts. You know the needs of your herd. With adaptive rotational grazing, you can meet those needs more effectively and with less cost. Adaptive rotational grazing is a transformative practice that offers numerous benefits for dairy farming. By optimizing milk quality and quantity, enhancing environmental sustainability, and providing economic advantages, this method presents a holistic approach to dairy production. As the demand for sustainable and high-quality dairy products continues to grow, adaptive rotational grazing stands out as a powerful tool for you to meet these expectations while promoting the health of your land and animals. Embracing adaptive rotational grazing not only leads to better milk production, it fosters a deeper connection with the land and a commitment to stewardship for future generations. At ST Biologicals, we can help you implement adaptive rotational grazing at your dairy. Visit stbiologicals.com today for more expert support. When soil speaks, we listen. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.